Hello and welcome to I Am Geek. This is episode 315. I'm your host Ryan, joined by my brother Chris and our good pal Katrin. The three of us, the three amigos, are back at it again.
Man,
two of us survived Comicpalooza. One of us survived Arkansas. What's going to happen tonight?
Thanks.
Or did we find out?
Did we both actually survive Comicpalooza, or is one of us a ghost?
Oh man, yes, we got back from Comicpalooza.
Man,
let me tell you.
Tell us.
You missed it, Katrin. You missed it.
I know. I hate that I missed it.
It wasn't the same without you.
Well,
I will tell you that.
No.
We missed you. It was like we just wandered around, basically, just like what do we do?
Just in a depression.
kind of like what we do when I'm there too. Okay.
No, we just we're like, what should we do? And then Chris kept going, yeah, Katrin, what should we do? And I'd be like, Katrin's not here. And then he was like, I'm with you fellas. And then he just wandered off.
Never to be seen again.
Whereas if I were there, I'd make you walk up and down each and every aisle just to look. Let's look at this for a minute.
And they actually had more food options there this year.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like we didn't have to wander around for food. Chris was like, oh, look, there's Chick-fil-A. And he got Chick-fil-A. And then I was like, you know, the Texas Roadhouse that's there?
Yeah, I guess.
The steak place that we would go into and be like, and they were like, well, the wait's like 2 hours long. The restaurant?
Yeah. Not Texas Roadhouse, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't it Texas Roadhouse?
No, the Texas Roadhouse is a chain.
It's a chain.
Applebee's.
Right.
No, this is a chain. It's a chain.
But it's not like a low-end chain. Sorry if you're a fan of Texas Roadhouse.
Well, what is it there? Okay,
there's
Texas something.
salt something or other.
Maybe
it's Saltgrass. Yeah, you're right.
Saltgrass.
Yeah, Saltgrass.
Anyways, they had a booth in the hallway outside the restaurant.
Yes,
so you could just go up and get like burgers. And
that's
stuff.
a good idea.
Yeah,
like they had pre-fixed kind of things that you could just pick up and go.
At the same time, we didn't really have to eat there.
We didn't really have to eat.
Oh, because you didn't stay there.
No.
No.
Oh.
Katrin, let me tell you, when I say you missed out, you missed out.
No.
I don't know what Comicpalooza did between last year and this year, but let me tell you, it was amazing. We had a media room.
Oh.
That had couches.
What?
That had a fridge full of free drinks.
Oh man.
That had tables and tables of snacks.
Wow.
That had
so many
Oreos. That had tea. That had.
So I think that's always been there, but they've not let us in there, right? Because that's where.
No, last year they had one.
Yeah,
but it was very small.
And I walked in. It was very small,
and didn't have like what they had.
Yeah. They had like.
But,
they had to sit up. They had couches, chairs. We just went in there and chilled out.
And the fridge would just kept restocking.
Yeah,
we'd go in there. There'd be a little left in there. We'd come back. There'd be a ton more.
Yeah, and I hadn't drank like Coca-Cola in who knows when.
Yeah, but
they had it there, and I was like, it's free.
Might as well.
You down some Coca-Cola, and then I just ran through the hallway.
You had three in one day. he was hyped.
Yeah. And then I hadn't had Oreos in forever either, and I was just popping those back. So
that's my weakness right there. If there's Oreos, I
can't. There was so
I was like
Oreos.
the Mike Myers SNL sketch.
Leave me alone, I'm starved.
Hypo.
Yeah, that one.
Chris had me on a leash.
Chris Farley one where they were all working at the Gap and
leave me alone, I'm starving.
Yes, the hypo. Yeah.
But it was fun. And they had 13th floor haunted house was there.
Yeah, how was that?
We kept going by and there was like a long line.
I'm sure. Yeah.
And then we walked by once and there was no line.
Oh.
And we're like, well, let's do it.
Might as well.
So we're talking to the guy and like at the door.
Well, first off, when I got in line, I was like, okay, don't punch anybody.
Yeah, I guess Chris has punched some poor worker in one of these before.
People jump out at me and I just kind of immediately lash out.
You're the kind of person that us scare actors hated.
Yeah, it only happened once.
He never scared you again. Sorry, man.
But anyway, so I made Chris go in with his hands in his pockets so he wouldn't punch anybody.
Okay.
And then the guy was like, "Oh yeah, they're working hard in there." So I'm thinking, this is going to be like people jumping out at you everywhere. Like this is going to be crazy. This is going to be wild. There's like 3 rooms. It was like, okay, so upstairs, 3rd floor, where we would do like breakout rooms or whatever.
Yeah.
So basically, they just took the wall down, and they used like 2 or 3 of them, and blacked it all out.
Yeah,
it was very dark in there.
Okay.
And there was like maybe 3 scare actors, 4 maybe.
Yeah,
like 1 per room.
Yeah, and you once you went in the room, you're like, okay, that's a person.
Yeah. Like and then one room we went into, they were like resitting, and he like turned around and he's like, "Oh, hey."
He's like wheeling a cart towards us, like jangling something.
So did they have these like portable setups or something, or cardboard balls?
They had like dummies, and they tried to make it look like a inside of a house. Like one was like a dining room, one was like a living room, and then something else.
I think the lighting and atmosphere was good. It was cool. It was just I think maybe we didn't wait long enough for the people that went in before us.
I don't know.
They weren't ready yet.
Yeah, and one there was one person that made Ryan jump.
Yeah, because he was like resitting, and like he was like if I was walking like this, he was going back to his place to reset, and we like about ran into each other. And I was like, "Oh!" I was like, "Oh, you got me!" And he was just like, "Yeah, I got you." Like he wasn't trying to scare me; he was just trying to go back to where he was supposed to be. And I about ran into him.
Oh,
that made me jump. But that was that was it. I mean, it was fun, especially for first time doing it at one of these things.
Yeah.
And then they had the karaoke, which we found out it was the 10th anniversary of air quotes celebrity karaoke. I'm not sure why it was called celebrity karaoke.
No celebrity.
They weren't really like the 2 old guys that dress as fairies were considered.
They called them celebrity. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they are.
They did a good job.
And then each night they had a rave.
Okay.
We didn't really do that.
Didn't do that.
Yeah, we walked in and out.
Yeah, we walked in. I was like, "Oh, we'll walk in," and then we walked in and immediately just did the walk in, circle, and walk out.
Like, yep, I'm old. All right, time to move on. We tried to do karaoke. At least I signed up because we went in there. It was like it started at 7, and we went in there. It was like 8:30. And went in there, and I was like, "You gonna do one? You gonna do it?" And I was like, sure, why not?" I'll do the Weird Al. Now that's what I call polka thing, because like they actually had it on the list or whatever.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'll do that. So I went up and I gave my name, gave what I was gonna do, and she was like, "Okay, you're number 53."
Oh,
I was like, "Oh," I was like, "What are you on now?" Like, "Oh, we're on 10."
Oh.
I was like, "Oh, okay."
Well, I didn't even bother looking after that.
Yeah,
I was like,
we waited out a little bit. We listened to some people. There was a good rendition of A Boy Named Sue.
Nice.
But then I was just like, yeah, I'm not waiting for 50. Like,
that was in the room that had the old video games in it last year.
Kind of a big room or whatever.
Yeah, they didn't have the old video games.
Oh,
but I feel like I saw that somewhere else. But like
they were supposed to have something,
and I don't. There was something. I saw it in passing, but I really don't remember where it was.
Oh yeah, I didn't see it. But then in the middle, like you have the rave room, where they had that last year, the party or whatever.
Sure.
Then that room, and in that middle like area where they had the art stuff last year, they had all these like Japanese arcade games.
Oh, I think I saw pictures of those. Were they arcade games or like the machines, like the
arcade games?
Okay.
Yeah.
You saw that they had those kind of machines downstairs in the lobby.
Yeah, that was like a claw machine.
These were like arcade, Okay. For the life of me, all the ones that we played, because they did have Tekken and they had Street Fighter, but those were always full.
Yeah, constantly.
The games that we played, we tried to play, no idea what was going on.
Yeah, it was all in a different language,
Yes.
and it was just like a lot
Probably
of
Japanese.
a lot of beat stuff to
Yeah.
hit. And there was
Yeah.
one where you're just shaking a bee or something in front of you.
Yeah, like this.
Which was weird looking.
Yeah, I have no clue what any of those games were about.
Oh.
I tried them. I was like, I'm gonna try another one, and I was like, nope. I just walk away from
Well,
it.
that's fun. You exposed to some culture.
Sure.
Mhm.
It's culture. But Hayden Christensen was there. That was a big.
He was there playing the arcade games.
Yeah, he was doing the bee
Yeah,
thing.
he's just taking the big.
I hate you. It's working.
It's what that's
I forget
not what
what
he
it
said. It's operational.
This thing's operational.
That's from our Lou and
Last
Lance reader.
episode.
Last week, you listen to that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Friday night to do a panel thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Very, very professional. Very so much patience in this man.
Yeah.
Because the host was basically like, let's answer, Q&A type thing. And then there was like a huge line. Like he was in the big room. So the line was like where the mic was all the way back.
Oh.
And people would ask questions and I would lean over Chris and I'm like, his answer is going to be nope, or I can't answer that.
Yeah.
And he would answer every question. He would figure out a way to
he would
answer
come up with something.
every single question.
Wow.
Which, yeah, he was great. And then I had to run out to the restroom, and Chris said it went crazy after I left.
Yeah, he missed out because it was at the end. They took their last question because you could see the moderator people at the mic kind of okay, that's going to be it. We're going to be wrapping up, and the host wasn't really paying attention to that, I don't think. And someone was yelling a question. He was like, "Why are you yelling your question? There's a mic right there."
Oh.
And so many people started running towards the mic again. And they're like, no. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, no, I think we're wrapping up. So they're like, well, I told this person that they could ask the question. They get to ask their question. And they asked, he answered politely, but then there was another person that wouldn't leave the mic.
Oh.
Because he just stood behind her and okay, you, and then that's it. That's it. We're wrapping up. He and he didn't really ask a question. He was just basically just oh, thank you so much for coming. You're amazing. And the person monitoring the mic was I think just a little bit too far away from the mic, because this woman came out of nowhere and just slinked behind him and went to the mic, and she's like, "Hey, you remember me?"
Oh.
Like, where's Austin? We're supposed to get married.
Oh.
Held up her hand for a ring. He's like, "Oh, yeah, I remember you."
I have the restraining order against
I'm waiting on my invitation in the mail.
Right.
Like, oh, you'll get it. I'm gonna see you tomorrow.
You're gonna get it. Wow.
He's like, "Oh, I'm booked to get pictures with you." Like, we can go to Mexico. It's like,
Wow.
Did she look crazy?
Looked a little crazy.
Looked a little crazy.
Probably so. I imagine.
At one point, the host guy was just like, "Can we get the mic turned off?"
Security. But he was there all weekend. He did that show, and then the rest of the weekend he did pictures, autographs, all that stuff. Let me tell you, the line for this took up so much room that they had to split it and put it in a different part of the big vendor area.
Oh my!
2 different parts of that.
Yeah, people were waiting 5 or more hours.
Oh no!
To see him. No. And then I saw a video where these people waited so long one day, and then one of the workers there came up and said, "Hey, you can wait if you want to." This was after, or we can give you a VIP pass, a speed pass, and you can come back tomorrow.
Oh,
and
there you go.
And they were like, "We'll take that." But they waited like twice. I think they waited for his autograph, and then they decided, "Oh, we want a picture." So the next day they waited again. People, it was crazy. But
That's wild.
this man, he must have the patience of a saint or something.
Sure.
He did this for 3 days. Right?
Yeah. And you imagine that's what he does at any of these, right?
Yeah.
It's not like Houston's unique.
Yeah. 5 hours.
That's wild.
What celebrity? We'll pose this question. Before we move on. What celebrity would you wait 5 hours?
Zero.
Zero. Yeah. I mean, at Comic-Con, we waited for maybe at most 2 hours or so to get into a panel, like a panel to watch a panel.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to 5 hours just to meet one person though, I don't know who I would do that for.
No.
It's crazy.
That's
like half the day there, just standing in line.
I mean, what else are you gonna do?
All the other celebrities, they had no lines or short lines.
Oh,
there was there was a constant flow of something, but they weren't
like 5 hours.
Huge. No, they weren't huge lines. It was a good flow to them. Michael C. Hall was he was a trooper. He was there all day. I don't think I ever saw his booth.
He's there every year, isn't he?
Yeah,
he lives there.
He lives there. Yeah, I think he does. I really think he does.
He works back in the back.
Yeah.
You guys got my table set up yet?
I felt sorry for the wrestlers. It was the Godfather. Do you remember him?
Yes.
Yeah. I can't say what his phrase was. He
Might
was
be
there.
Was short.
And he was there alone, just sitting there. And you can see the look on his face is just like, why am I here? And he was in his full Godfather outfit.
Yeah.
And then Tori Wilson was there. And then Victoria, old wrestler, was there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cheech and Chong was there, but they were in separate. I figured they'd be together, but they were in separate tables, away from each other.
It's like if you're looking at a corner, there's one was on this side, one was on that side.
With a wall between them.
So. A wall between.
Yeah.
It's odd. Together.
But... Adam Savage was there, which is another person that we saw.
Yes. Yeah, we did get to his panel.
Yes.
Which I've been trying to get into a Mythbuster panel since 2009.
Whoa.
Wow.
Dreams do come true.
The wait for that one was 2.5 hours, and he said, "Nope."
Yeah,
2 hours is my limit.
Sorry. No, it was at Comic-Con. They would always have a Mythbusters panel. But it was either on days that we weren't going to be there, or at a time where something else was going on, or they put it in some room that we couldn't find. And by the time we found it, it was just we're at capacity. It was always something like that. And so I finally got to get into.
There we go.
Yeah.
Adam Savage this time.
Y'all were at the very back, weren't you?
That's the seats Chris picked. He picked he picked the back row Baptist seats.
Easy exit. Exit.
It was either that. So the back and the ones in the back, it was right on the aisle. So you could just look straight down and you could see everything clearly. Otherwise, it was going to be to the side somewhere, trying to crawl over people to get into a place. And I was just no, I'm gonna airplane this. I'm getting the aisle seat, stretch my legs. I could see Adam Savage.
But we picked the row where everybody wanted to. It was the row that everybody that walked in the room picked to get to the other side of the room.
Oh,
so it was constantly, excuse me. Sorry, excuse me. Sorry. I was just I'm surprised Kristen getting in line to ask a question. Adam, you said you were going to marry me or something.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
should have done that.
Yeah, I mean that's the restraining order. That's why I had to be in the back. I had to be so many feet away from him.
I see.
Yeah.
That
makes sense. The way that he did it, though, I really liked and preferred because he basically came in, he stood at the front of the table with no host and said, "We're just doing a Q&A." There wasn't a host asking cheesy questions.
Okay.
It was just Q&A, and I'll answer your questions. And he did that for an hour, just an hour Q&A.
Yeah, and like even like these panels, there's always like questions that are just like kind of like cringy or whatever. And like there were a few of those, but even those, he would come up with some just like really good answer or really good story or something. He was very entertaining and kept it up the whole time.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Somebody asked about what myth. Well, they asked what movie myth you wish you could do, like new movie since Mythbusters has been over. But he was like, well, it's not a movie, but because I heard the story of this this guy that was, he had a small baby, and they got up one night with a baby, and he was walking through the living room, and he felt crunchy stuff under his feet. Like, what is this? And they turned the lights on, and they found out that the Roomba, the cat had diarrhea everywhere, and the Roomba just threw it all over the room. So he goes, I've always wanted to try to do this and like just get a bunch of different kinds of cat poop and see which one would work.
Consistencies, freshness, like different litters, like that it would have been in.
So there he goes.
Well, that was a good panel. In panels, the people asking questions is my least favorite part.
Oh yeah.
Typically,
well, yeah. If it's bad question, but his was really good because
it sounds like it was good.
Yeah, I don't like the panels where the host.
No,
is
I get
like
that
very
too.
cheesy or has no idea what he's doing. And
right.
Just
Yeah, I get that
questions.
Too. I guess I just don't really like panels that much.
Don't like people.
And now we know why Katrin didn't give him the
That's why I didn't want to go.
And then I hosted a panel.
Yeah. How'd that go?
How
was your guest?
I expected more. To tell you the truth.
From the moment he was born, people were like,
expected more.
Could be better.
Well, we had our live show like we do every year, but this year I was like, what would be easy? What would be that we could fill at the time? And then I was like, we've never interviewed Chris really about his work. Now that we can interview him about his movie work, not the other stuff, but his movie work, we can. And X-Men are coming into MCU, and then Chris was the lead animator on X-Men First Class. So I was like, perfect, let's do that. And people showed up.
What?
Yeah?
Yeah, we actually had
it was a good number.
Nice. Good number.
Yeah.
There were even people that were like walking by and like kind of stopped and just kind of
is that Chris Street?
Yeah.
Like, who's that guy?
There was one sad part in the panel for me, and then we'll talk about the panel or the interview.
Yeah.
We're doing Q&A, your favorite part. At the end. And the guy said, so since you both worked on X-Men, and I was like, oh, I did. And he's like, oh, sorry, Chris, since you worked on it. Yeah. I was like, no, I don't.
Who's there supporting him?
I'm not cool. I don't have an IMDb page.
There was one guy though. He was my favorite because we were talking. I forget what brought it up. Like if you asked or someone asked, like the first.
I said, "What was your first thing you worked on?"
Yeah, the first thing I worked on, and I was like, "Well, I mean, more than likely, none of you will know it, and if you did see it, you've forgotten about it." And I was like, "Aliens in the Attic," and this guy went. This is like, you know it? He's like, yeah.
Nice.
Favorite movie,
okay.
I guess.
Well, there we go. And then anytime I would mention something else that I worked on, whatever, it would be like the same reaction. Where you just go,
Rock Dog.
This is the guy that, like, when we started the panel, he was asleep in the front row.
Yeah.
Said, hello, this is iamGEEK, and he goes.
He sat down just to not walk around.
Yeah.
And
then
got
he
entertained.
He had a famous person in front of him that made all of his favorite movies.
You like the Chipmunks. He
that's funny.
I think I mentioned Book of Life at one point, and he was like,
Life of Pi. I think he went. I think he oohed and awed at everything.
Well, good.
So it was good. It was a good panel.
I think that's what works well in those is interviews, and because it's a little bit probably weird to those out there when you're just like having a show and you're just talking to each other and not really talking to the people. Like when we did the Living with the Land Speeder one, we're just talking about these rides, and I think they were just kind of disconnected in some ways. The people were, and then when we started asking questions, what they thought or whatever, it got a little more interactive. And maybe the interview type where you're telling something. Maybe
that's what we're gonna. If we go back, if they have us back, we'll just interview Chris every year.
There you go.
We're gonna do an all aliens in the attic panel.
Yes. I would love to do that just to see who shows up.
The alien in the attic, aliens in the attic fan group or something like that.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. But I was a little nervous at the beginning because the person in charge, not Carrie, but the other person in charge, came in like right when we're getting this, and she sat down. I'm like, oh gosh, are they like?
we're doing a review.
That's what's up there.
Have these people back?
Yeah. She was like, that was great. You did a great job. And I was like, oh, good.
Nice. Whew. We're good. We're safe.
So that was good. The What If panel we did with the Star Wars What If. That one went. It was like first thing in the morning.
Oh yeah, it was like
a little rough.
Like it was 10, it was like it opened up, like the vendor room opened up at 10, and there was a big line outside, and we had to flash our badges and be like, we're supposed to be on stage in like 5 minutes. And they're like, oh, come with me, sir. Come with me. And then let us in the crowd and like let us in this back side door. So that makes
important people. Important people. Move along.
but there was a good number that stopped. I guess it was first thing in the morning. They're like, well, what are we going to do?
What else are we going to do? We came in for this.
It was entertaining. It was fun.
That was hosted by an actual host. I guess that's what he does. He's like host. He goes around to different conventions and hosts stuff. But he has his own podcast. But he hosted it, and we were with another podcast, and that was fun. I tried so hard not to be Debbie Downer the whole time, but they would be like, what if this happened? And I'd be like, yeah, they would be dead. Like, and they're like, oh, and I'm like, well, I mean, if you look at Star Wars, they would be dead. I forget what that there's a couple like that. I'm like, I'm sorry, but
it was like, what if there was something about like, Han Solo.
Oh, what if Padme didn't die in childbirth and knew that she wasn't going to die in childbirth or something? And like, and then they were like, how would Palpatine like get Anakin on his side or whatever? And I was like, well, he wouldn't. And they're like, what do you mean he wouldn't? He would do, and they were like, he would do this. I'm like, no, he wouldn't, because Palpatine would be dead. And they're like, what? That doesn't make any sense. I'm like, yeah, it does, because if Anakin knew that Padme wasn't going to survive, or that was going to survive, he would have never gone to Palpatine's office and pushed Mace out the window, and Mace would have killed Palpatine, and that would be the end of it. And they were just like, what? I'm like, yeah, he would be dead.
Like, but the childbirth happened later. I'm like, well, you'd be like, yeah, but I mean, he had the visions of it, and that's why.
But he was, totally convinced. So if he knew otherwise, and if everything went the way you would hope, then
they would be living on the Naboo together with their
reason
kids.
To keep Palpatine around.
Yeah. He tried to make the point of Han Solo doesn't matter in Star Wars, like no. Indiana Jones doesn't matter in the first Indiana Jones movie. And like, well, I mean, he kind of saved him from the Death Star so he could destroy the Death Star. So yeah,
there's a lot of what ifs that I kept like shooting holes in, I guess.
That's good though.
I was Debbie Downer. I was just like, oh, that wouldn't happen. Actually, I would do this a lot. Actually, put my glasses up. No, it was fun though. We had fun on it. There we go. And the thing that I noticed, I told Chris, there was cosplayers, people dressed up. I dressed up. I did like a light Jedi cosplay, very light, since we were going to see Hayden Christensen.
Yeah.
And then I did the Death Eater thing on the next day. But what I noticed this year, like most years, and I'm not talking about just me, like, because we know that nobody comes up to me for a picture or anything. If I put on a Deadpool mask,
yeah.
But in general, nobody was going up to anybody. It was just like,
You see a lot of that.
People just dress up now. The only people that had people running up to him saying, "Can I take your picture?" were very scantily clad people.
I can see that. Yeah.
But did you notice that, or was that just me that it was?
Yeah,
People
it was either that or something that was super elaborate. Like there were Five Nights at Freddy's costumes that were really good, and so it was like those two spectrums. Those were the people that were getting attention. And others kind of in the middle from that. It's just like, we've seen
this past years, like we would see people like, "Hey, great costume," and people would be all the time like, "Hey, I like your costume." This year was just like you were walking through the mall and everybody's just there at the mall going shopping. Like nobody cared unless there was like, that person has no clothes on, let's go over there. That was it.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was weird. So I guess it's just normal now. It's just how people dress.
There was still like in the lobby, there was like all the more like professional cosplayer people.
Yeah. But I went over there to watch them because there was like, I don't know, 10 or 12 photographers out there.
Sure.
They would only take pictures of the scantily clad people. Like all the other cool costumes, they'd be like, "Yeah, move along." One dude did stop me in my Death Eater thing and took pictures of me, and he like showed me his cameras, like, "Here's the pictures. Did I do a good job?" And I was like, "Okay, yeah, thanks." Sure. But yeah, it was weird. It was sort of like walking through the mall. Basically, it's like, yeah, people just dress like this. When years past, it's been more like magical, like, "Oh, that's really cool. That's I like what you did." And this year was just sort of like, yeah, it's just a thing.
Yeah. That happened when my son and I went to the Memphis Comic Expo, which admittedly it's nothing near that magnitude or whatever, but we cosplayed, and I got like one captain or Cobra Commander, and that was it. Like, and the rest, and so we like walked through, did a few things, and nope, people just kind of ignored us, it felt like. And then we went to the Arkansas Comic Con last year, and we got a ton of comments on what we were wearing. Like he had a Fallout costume, and I had my Rick Moranis thing, and got a ton of people there. So it was just different groups of people, that were. But it was kind of like that, where people were just. There were some people dressed up and they're just walking around, and that was it. But
I did scare a boy on an escalator.
That's good.
He was in front of me, and I got on the escalator in the Death Eater, and he turned around and he went white as a ghost and just screamed and then ran down the escalator.
Nice.
So that was nice, And then on another escalator, there was like 3 younger ladies in front of me, and they were like snickering, like, "Oh." I was like, well, that's the opposite reaction there. Like, scared someone or made little girls snicker.
That was when you didn't have much clothes on, is that right? They were snickering, or you were trying to see if that would actually get picked.
That was still being the Death Eater.
Some white boxers on.
That's just right. White boxers. Yeah. It matches your skin so perfectly. So yeah, it was a good. We didn't go Sunday. Chris had to go back, and I thought about going down there, but then I was like, I don't want to pay $30 or $40 more to park. So
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
One day was $30, and the next day was $40 to park.
And that was in the parking structure. I guess there were places that were more open that you could park, and they were cheaper. But I would rather park in the parking structure.
Yeah,
which stinks. We found out that the 2 people that I wanted to see, the person who plays Boba Fett. And the person that Ming Na Wen, they were only there on Sunday.
No. Well,
what are you gonna do? Anyways, well, that's been Comicpalooza. Comicpalooza, thank you again for having us out.
Yeah.
We love it every year. Hopefully you'll have us back. Hopefully we did a good job. And we didn't eat too many of your Oreos and drink too many of your Cokes.
I'm looking forward to the Oreos.
Right them
out. My son wants to go next year with us. So figure that out.
Okay.
I'm all for it. Let's do it. Maybe my son could come too, and Chris can bring his Tesla.
Bring a
Bring
cat.
a car.
We rode his new Tesla.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was it everything you hoped for?
I told this to Chris because I've ridden in 2 Teslas.
Yeah, the Model 3, and this is the Model Y.
Model 3, even in the front seat, makes me super nauseous. Makes me sick. I don't know what's different about this one, but I didn't get nauseous or sick.
Oh, good. Yay.
And I had full self-driving on pretty much the whole time, and it just went to where we needed to go.
Ran over people and everything.
Yeah, only
just a few.
The ones that deserved it.
That's right. The bad cosplays.
We didn't. Chris didn't get his cactus fries. He missed out on that.
I did not get my cactus fries.
Cactus fries.
Yeah. That are actually fries made of cactus. For those that don't know.
That's what it says on the thing.
Yeah, it said it on the menu.
It didn't make any sense to me. That was also the day that it was just like, okay, like I've been like up since like 3 in the morning,
right.
and then it's like like 9 o'clock at night, and I'm just like, cactus fries. That can't be cactus.
They're just like spiky fries.
There's some kind of flavor or something. Yeah, I want some fries.
Did you all go to that restaurant?
No, we didn't because they had the food places there.
That's right.
They had more options. They did have food, and this year, this is just for catering because people listening probably wouldn't know. Where the food trucks are, outside.
Yeah,
they had it fenced off.
Oh,
so you could just go out there and not have to go through the security stuff.
That's good.
Again.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, so that was nice.
There's still that one random escalator that puts you right outside of the convention that you have to go through the stuff again.
We about died.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
We were riding an escalator and it just stopped. Like those big tall ones, it just stopped and we went flying forwards a little bit.
Oh.
I was like,
I went forward and immediately looked back behind me to see if anyone was tumbling towards us.
Like when I said stopped, it wasn't like a slow stop. It just went.
Yeah.
There we go. Stop. So probably the highlight of Comicpalooza for me was the media room where we got free drinks and snacks. I love that part.
That was good. I mean, Adam Savage panel was.
Oh, Adam Savage was great. And Christensen was great.
And I had a good time doing our panels too.
Yeah, our panel was good.
Well, good.
Yeah. We did another panel. We did a third one, but it was about sort of how to pick your podcast. So there's not much to talk about on here about it, but
picking your subjects for podcasting and people to podcast with, and just general ins and outs.
They had our friend, our podcasting buddy. Ming Chen was
okay.
That one with us.
Which one? Yeah. Well, good.
He was on that one with us.
Yeah.
And Colt 45 was there with us.
It's always good to see.
I always love seeing them. So there we go.
They're so funny.
Yeah, they're funny. I like them. All right. Well,
new show started this week.
Ironheart, new Marvel show.
Yeah.
First 3 episodes dropped. Next week, 3 more episodes drop.
They're just going to show the whole thing.
Yeah. Get it over with. This is a show that wasn't really advertised much.
No
marketing really.
It's been done for like over a year.
Yeah.
Or more, it seems like.
I didn't really know who the villain was until I watched it, and I was like, oh, he's the villain.
Which supposedly there's like a secret villain in there too that you don't know about yet too.
Oh, I think I know who that is.
Yeah, you probably know who it is because it's been kind of leaked on who it is.
I mean, I think he's in the first 3. He's like in one of those first 3 episodes.
Yeah, but yeah, he wasn't like the act. You've seen the actor, but you didn't know who he was playing necessarily. I think maybe I don't know.
I think they announced. I think they dropped who it is on who's playing on the 3rd episode. I think 2nd or 3rd episode. Okay. I'm just going to be honest. I watched all 3. I was doing some work while I was watching, so I wasn't like locked in.
Yeah.
It was okay. That's being generous, I guess. It was especially like the last thing I saw Marvel was Thunderbolts, and I thought Thunderbolts was excellent.
Oh, so good.
Really good.
This is it. If you like plot holes and you like stories that don't necessarily make sense,
I mean,
in the greater MCU, then you'll like this show.
Yeah, I got through maybe like the first half of it, and I was also like doing something while I had it on, so I wasn't locked in, as you'd say. But it was just some of the acting to me was just kind of just flat.
And it wasn't horrible. It was okay. It was an okay. We'll see where it goes, because Chris said earlier that it's supposed to tie in with Doomsday, and I'm like, how is this tying in with Doomsday?
Yeah, I really don't know. And I do want to clarify, like the lead actress, she's not falling fight. She sounded good, and she was emotional. It was there was like a side character to me that was just every line was just delivered, just like they were just reading it. And
they had the papers in their hand. They were like,
and I'm supposed to, and exit stage left.
There's a water bill on the floor. What?
Speaking of that,
segue.
There's been a rumor that the person that we've been wanting this whole time is going to maybe debut on the show, which makes it even more weird. Mephisto maybe debuting on this show. The villain in this, spoiler, I guess.
I don't think
not really.
Is the Hood, and the Hood basically his character is a guy that finds this magical demon cloak, and it gives him powers.
Okay,
so that would make sense why Mephisto would be in it.
Okay,
if it's just a rumor. And like he uses this demon cloak just to like rob people, basically do heists.
Yeah, in the comics, I'm pretty sure he's like a big time mob boss. Like he's got like a whole organization.
Yeah, not here. He's got a ragtag group that he like. There's a whole.
He's got like
part of an
11.
episode. Did you see the part of the episode where he goes around to recruit everybody?
No, I don't think so.
Basically, it's like, how did these guys come together? And it shows him like it is like, I don't think he's wearing his hood. He's just in regular clothes, and he like goes to this fighting arena where two of the crew are fighting, and he's like at the end of the fight, he just walks up and like hands him a business card, and then walks away. And then he goes to this other place, and he's like, "Here's my card. Come see me." And then that's how he recruits like these 5 or 6 people for his crew. Which I thought that part was like, we don't need to
store Ocean 11. Okay.
And so, but Riri, the person who plays Ironheart, she gets involved with these guys because she needs money, because she's not a billionaire like Tony Stark. She keeps saying that over and over and over again, that she would be able to do more if she was a billionaire like Tony Stark, which has already been proven false, because in Iron Man 1, he builds it in a cave with scraps. Iron Man 3, he doesn't have his money to build stuff, but he still managed to do it. So that was sort of a plot hole. It's like, she steals a suit basically from her university that kicks her out, and then it breaks down, so she's got to rebuild it. There's I won't give too many more spoilers, but there's just so much going on, and you're just sort of like, what? Wait,
there's questionable things that she does like straight off the bat on the show that just maybe like, oh, I can't really root for her. Right.
Well, it sounds like it. She's kind of an anti-hero almost, or something. I don't know.
Basically, like helping people cheat in school,
right?
to get money. Yeah.
So she's like Robin Hood, kind of.
No. She's like, hey, I need money, so I'll make this project for you, so you get an A. You give me money, so I can build my stuff. But she's like building her stuff at the school, so I don't know why she needs all this money from
I'm
kids.
not sure why because like the whole thing was they had this big grant from Stark Industries where they provide all this equipment and everything for you, so you can build these things.
right,
and become the next Stark. So I'm not really sure why she needs the money.
It made no sense. And she just came from Wakanda, and I guess Wakanda was like, "See you later, kid," or whatever. We're not going to help you.
right.
Sorry, we almost got you killed, but you'll be fine.
Yeah, it's very strange how the story progresses and how she's like, well, I guess I'll just turn to a life of crime so I can get money so I can build a suit so I can be a hero.
Oh.
And then I won't even tell you because neither one of you know about because it would be a big spoiler that makes her even more like, yeah, you're straight up a bad guy. She does something in the episode 3 at the end where you're just like, you're not a hero. Like there's no way around it. If you guys want me to tell you off air, I will, but yeah. Anyways, as far as news, we didn't do that earlier.
Hey, what the world?
Taking a
You go to
shit.
Comicpalooza without me, and now you think you can do everything without me? What's going on?
Hey,
Your punishment.
who do you think you are?
News, go ahead.
Yeah,
I don't want to do it now.
it's ruined.
It was announced that Orlando has given the go-ahead for Disney to make a 5th theme park, even though Disney has said over and over, we're not making a 5th theme park. But now they are, I guess, because Epic is being Epic. I guess they decided, we should make a 5th theme park, and Orlando has given them the go-ahead. Don't know what the theme park will be. I don't know.
And where?
Snow White.
Right? Well, they're saying a 5th in Orlando.
Yeah, 5th in Orlando.
It's the live action.
Yeah. Orlando gave them the go-ahead to make a 5th park in Oklahoma.
Go ahead, whatever you want to do in Oklahoma. Got it. Shut up.
It's going to house all the live action versions of everything they're doing.
I mean, it would have made sense if they were going to make a 5th theme park that they should have just made a villain theme park,
right?
Or even a heroes versus villain theme park or something. But they're making the villain land in Magic Kingdom, so who knows what the 5th theme park will be.
The hard thing about it too is none of the parks really have a solid theme except for maybe Animal Kingdom, right? But once it gets done, it's not really, So you could almost say, well, maybe it's going to be a Pixar park or something, but it's like, well, they have some Pixar here and some Pixar over here, and there's Star Wars in this park a little bit. It's like,
Epcot is still like, for the most part, Epcot is still kind of its thing, but then they got Guardians now, and that's
yes and no.
That one's kind of weird.
Because used to, like, Magic Kingdom, you knew what you were getting there. Epcot, you knew there was about like innovation and the future and the world. Right. And Animal Kingdom was animals, like these are all animals. And then Hollywood Studios was about making the movies, but now they're like, we got to throw IPs into everything. So there isn't that anymore. It's just like, we've got something popular, let's throw them in Epcot. We got space over here, let's throw them in Animal Kingdom. Because now you got fictitious aliens in Animal Kingdom, and it's not about making the movies anymore. It's just about, we could put monsters here, Inc. here, Star Wars here. And then Epcot, of course, has Guardians and all this stuff. So maybe it's just going to be another, we open a park and we put all the other random things in it. Like Elio. I feel bad. I've heard Elio's good, but it got a bad treatment marketing, so nobody's going to see it.
Yeah, no one. Yeah, no, I don't think anyone understands what it is or what.
Because they didn't market it.
Nobody knows.
Which I heard somebody give their thoughts on that. That Disney only markets stuff they know is bad to get people to go, and if they know a movie is going to be good, they don't spend the money on marketing. They rely on us to market it by saying, "Hey, this was good. You should go see it." Because they know it's good, and they'll know people will say it's good. But when there's stuff like Snow White, which I'm forcing my children to watch right now. I said, you guys can stay and watch a movie while we record. And I was like, what movie do you want? And they argued. I said, okay, Snow White. And they're like, what? No, wait, what? And I'm like, sorry.
That's what you get.
That's what you get. So they're watching live action Snow White right now. My wife
Unless
said
our
she
mom
didn't
was
wanna
like,
see it.
I can't do this anymore, and then put something else on.
Yeah, our mom was the one who was like, "Yeah, I'll watch that." So I was like, "Okay." Anyways, so I don't know what the 5th theme park will be. I don't know. Epic's still killing it though, I think. So that's good.
Maybe it'll be all the teen movies. there's to be zombies.
They've got
Hannah
like,
Montana roller coaster.
I mean, it would be cool if they did something like Disney Sea.
Yeah, I thought that too. That could be interesting.
They've also got all the IPs from Fox and everything now that they could throw stuff in. I mean, if they did like an Alien versus Predator ride or something like that, that'd be pretty.
They tried
epic.
that. They tried to do an Alien ride, and it didn't last that long.
It was ahead of its time.
Yeah, people thought
it was a good ride. I like that ride. I liked it. But I mean, so yeah, maybe they'll do a more adult kind of like thing. I don't know how much land they have. If it's a smaller place, then they can do. Because I mean, Epic, I would like, to me, like with the monsters and everything, there's more adult stuff there. So maybe they're just like, we need to still some of the audience.
Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it'll
Pleasure Island.
You know, it'd be cool. I know they won't do it, but just a theme park with all the old rides. They bring them back updated.
They've got all the parts. Let's just bring it back. This is for the old heads.
It's like we have the new Coke over here, and it's the classic Coke.
Yeah, and everybody likes the classic Coke better. Why new Coke went away. Actually, also happy 626 Day, Stitch Day. That's today. As we're recording this, it's Stitch Day 626.
Wow,
which is funny. I didn't watch. I didn't watch the Stitch. Yeah. I didn't watch the Stitch movie.
Yeah.
But I heard they changed some stuff. One of the big changes is, Gantu, the big shark-looking guy. That's the villain of the whole movie. He's not in the movie, but he was at Walt Disney World today, walking around. For 626 Day, and he looked pretty cool. I've never seen him out in a costume before.
I didn't know they had one for him.
They did, and he was like big and cool looking. They had him, and then they had the little. Did you ever watch the cartoon, like the animated series?
Yeah, the sandwich one.
They had the hamster guy.
The one that makes sandwiches.
No.
Oh, the actual
like he was like the villain of the show.
Yeah. Okay.
They had him out with Gantu.
Oh, that's fun.
And it looked pretty cool. You have to look at video. Like they did a good job with the costumes. So they couldn't have him in the live action movie because it would make sense, but they had him in the parks. That's what the director said. It would make sense to have him in the movies. Which
the giant alien in an alien movie. I mean,
that's weird.
Anyways, all right, there we go. We did it. Woohoo! We missed you, Katrin. We're glad we're all three back here. Thanks for listening, watching. We're on YouTube. You can watch us. iamGEEKshow. You have to put in iamGEEKshow. You'll get something else, some other weird thing. You just put iamGEEK. iamGEEKshow.
Yeah.
And then iamGEEK wherever you listen to podcasts. Tell your friends. Like, subscribe, rate us on Apple. 5 stars only. Anyways, and then next week, hopefully, we'll be doing Living with the Land.
We're gonna do it earlier in the week.
Yeah,
but it'll probably release on the 3rd.
Yeah, if you didn't listen last week's, it was a fun one. We did Winnie the Pooh, The Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, and I thought it was a fun one.
It was a good one. Yeah,
it was a good one.
It was very different. Yeah. So we actually watched the ride and talked about it.
I like that.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Maybe we can get the lead animator of X-Men First Class and Aliens in the Attic back on it.
Maybe so. Yeah,
we'll see.
Anyways, he's in demand.
Yeah, he's in demand. Thanks for listening to iamGEEK. We'll see you next time.
Bye.